come with a real hip in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Spinmo Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Microwave Nick.
Let's go.
Caleb is here in spirit today because where he's actually at is this little place called Soroki's. Grand opening in Madison Heights. And guys,
it's crispy.
It's amazing. I'm not even joking with you.
It's so good.
My favorite so far, I haven't actually had their pizza yet. The biscuit. That biscuit, buttery, put a little bit of honey on there too. It don't choke you like a Popeye's biscuit.
They're way better than Popeye's biscuits.
I feel like it melts in your mouth.
I want to try this pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this pizza.
They gave us the
actually.
New York style pizza.
All right, let's go. What do you think?
Oh, dude, that's good stuff.
It's
All
good
right,
pizza.
here I come.
It's a heavyweight show, baby.
Bro.
You should have seen how big the box was. I've never seen a pizza box that big, but it's because they're New York style slices.
I'm a big sauce guy.
This is this biscuit.
I approve.
Oh, dude.
By the way,
Bro.
what's that, crispy on the chicken tenders? They mean it.
Oh yeah, what a slogan. Now that's crispy.
These biscuits are insane.
Look at these bad boys. This chicken's fire. Shout out to Roki's. Go check it out. New location.
Honestly, though, you guys go there right now. Kool-Aid's there. Brady's there. Caleb's there. They're also giving away gift cards. Obviously, you know they got the deals on deck as well.
I'm telling you, if you guys like Popeye's biscuits,
Oh my God,
these
shit on Popeye's.
shit on Popeye's biscuits.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Not even close.
It's not even, yeah. Honestly, kind of, yeah. If you like Popeye's biscuits, just first and foremost, you probably have something wrong with you. Secondly, not even secondly, just first, because this is number one. Good ass biscuits. Shout out. But anyway, reason why we're not at Soroki's partying with the boys is we will be partying with MINA Kimes. Around 5:30, she will be joining the show. We'll be discussing Detroit Lions topics as well as NFC North topics. But the biggest news in the city right now is the newest Detroit Piston, Ron Holland Jr.
Yes.
Baby
Ron Holland the second.
The second.
Ron Holland the second. Yeah, he is officially a Detroit Piston. And I don't know. I mean, my initial reaction is Fred Vincent is going to have his work cut out for him. This is a guy who does not shoot the ball well at all. He's gonna need to figure that out, obviously, but he does a lot of great things. He is a freak athlete. He is an explosive finisher, nasty in transition, A+ finisher around the basket, can finish with both hands, obviously above the rim, and also his jelly is nasty. You look at his defensive acumen as well, extremely impressive. He is a menace on the defensive side of the ball, long, rangy, fast guy, very Fred Vincent, if he can get the jump shots down for Oscar Thompson and now Ron Holland, they could be the best defensive tandem in the NBA.
Gotta be honest, Vinny. And I hope when people are listening to this, they know that we are an honest duo when it comes to, especially when it comes to this Detroit Pistons. Brother, I don't mind it at all. Like I was shocked like everybody else when the name was announced.
Oh, it's interesting.
However, he's a very fluid athlete.
Yes.
Like he moves really well. And I know people are making the comp to Asar just because you see that he's length. Well, he's longer than Asar, by the way. But because he plays defense, he's athletic and stuff like that. I feel like Asar, he's a little bit more sporadic. But he's still good. You guys know I love Asar. However, this guy feels more refined, more fluid. And I truly believe, I have a belief. Again, I'm like Mr. Negative when it comes to Detroit Pistons. If we freaked out when the Tobias Harris stuff was announced or rumored to be announced. This kid, I really feel like his shot could be worked with. Like when you look at Asar's, I feel like he's pushing it from his forehead. There's no energy from the legs. It's just straight up just fucking launched from his forehead. This kid's actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he has much better shot mechanics.
Way better shot mechanics.
Yeah.
Way better. And I just think he's more fluid of an athlete too, to where if you're telling me Fred Vincent is supposed to be like this messiah when it comes to like shooting coaches, I really feel like this is a piece he could work with. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. I believe he only shot 46 3-point attempts last year. That's not a large sample size at all. A lot of people that were, and I read this on Twitter actually, and I'm sorry I can't give credit to who put it out there, but a lot of people that were kind of like conservative or had concerns of Cody Williams' 3-point shot and that being legit or not, he only had like 42 or something like that. So if you're buying into his, or you have concerns of him only having those 42 but still shooting at 36%, then you should have some upside with this kid too. Especially if Fred Vincent's supposed to be what he is advertised as. I think this guy, I like the pick, Spitty.
Yeah,
I really don't hate it at all.
Yeah, and I think they're going to make another move now with their main core.
Oh yeah,
I think it sets you up to where you're going to make another move.
I actually got a clip from
something's
the
going to be brought in
presser last night too to play later on that. But go ahead, Chris. I know you want to get in on this.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to chime in off the shot part too of it, the percentage. Like when I watched the film of him, a lot of those were created off the dribble, step back, contested side step threes. Like that's not stuff you're expected to do, especially early on in the NBA. So I'm not saying this guy is going to come in and be a great 3-point shooter, but I think that percentage, can really jump a lot, not only because of the shot doctor, but also because of the fact that he's going to be getting much better looks in theory because Cade is the guy that creates for you. And that's Cade's biggest skill set. So I think this guy has the tools. My concern, I said it last night on the live stream, is I just don't know if Detroit is a place where he can maximize that. And that's what we're going to see. And I'm in wait and see mode with this regime because I like everything on paper, but I've liked things in the past that this Piston regime has done, and they haven't turned out well. So I look at Ron Holland, and I think if you were going for an upside swing, this was the best upside swing to take in the entire draft. So I like that part of it, and I love the idea of him and Asar. It's the same reason I loved OG. I love that pairing of having two elite defensive wings. That's what you're going to have if you're playing a team like Boston, if you're playing some of these top-tier teams in the Eastern Conference and just in the NBA, you need those great two-way wings. So everything I love about him.
At one point, he was the number one prospect in this draft class.
Yeah.
Like that's some good upside to be working with. And you watch it on film. He's a fluid athlete. He's in control of his body. Like I really feel like there's growth there. He's only 18.
18.
Come on now.
And Chris, there's a graphic I have that I sent to myself in Slack. You can grab that. And Exo Screen says y'all were bashing this pick yesterday. This is the first I've spoken on this pick, so I don't know who you're talking about in that aspect.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
This is what I said. Well, I spoke about it on BDE as well, but today is the first time I've spoken on Ron Holland as a pick for the Pistons.
Yeah, I haven't spoken on it yet either. I posted a video yesterday that said his shooting numbers were down because they were, and you can't debate that. But you can also not debate that he was the number one recruit coming out of high school via 24/7 Sports. He's ultra athletic. He drives with aggression. He's good. He has very good defense for a guy his age. And he's built like a brick house coming out of Texas. Like he reminds me of a football player. And one guy specifically that I wanted to outline that played for that Pelicans team was a guy out of the G League Ignite, and it was Dyson Daniels. His shot was absolutely broken, and he shot 25% from three when he was on the G League Ignite. He got that shot up to 31%, and his shot was broken.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that our number 5 pick, John Holland, is broken at all.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be able to take a massive increase when it comes to his 3-point shot.
And Fred Vincent was the guy who fixed that broken jump shot, like you said. So this guy has his work cut out for him for sure with these two players. I put it out there on Twitter last night that Fred Vincent is either going to prove that he is the singular most important coach in the NBA, or he is going to become an insomniac with a nicotine addiction, because trying to fix Asar Thompson and then push Ron Holland into a good shooter is going to take some time and it's going to take some effort, but Trajan Langdon believes in him. He has a track record of doing this in the NBA, and I expect him to make good things out of these jump shots, out of these young kids. Like Asar's only 21. Ron Holland's only 18 years old. Like this is a big upside pick. Like I said, I love what he can do creating his own shot, attacking people off of the dribble. He is elite in those categories. He's an elite finisher when he's around the rim and a top-tier defender. So if he brings a jump shot to the mix, he can be a serious star for the Detroit Pistons.
And again, to me, this is different than the Asar Thompson thing. Like, if people are, I know you guys just rolling in, but like Asar Thompson, I look at that as like a Sean Marion. It's just, his shot is a lot different than Holland's. Asar's is just, it is what it is. And I think he's going to be that way the rest of his career. I think he'll get above that 17%, but I think he'll always kind of be inconsistent with it. Again, I look at Sean Marion, a great defender, could shoot it, but you never really knew what the hell was coming out of that situation. Where this kid, the names I'm thinking of aren't as good as he is with the ball in his hands and driving to the rim. So I'm kind of pressed for finding a comp right now, but like he is, I like the pick, man.
He compared himself, his comps to himself were Jaylen Brown, Mikal Bridges, and Jaden McDaniels. And I would agree with that. Coming into the league, I think he is a better one-on-one attacker at the basket when it comes to the offensive game. Like, he can break down players off the dribble, and he can get to the basket and score. Really, the only thing that's keeping him from being a complete player is that jump shot.
And another thing, too, to think about fit, because that was something that, again, I emphasized yesterday on yesterday's live stream, and also I just emphasized earlier. But the counterpoint to that is that we have to be very honest with ourselves. And while some of us may like Asar or Ivy or Dern and have different feelings across the room, Trajan is not married to any of those guys. The only person he's committed to here in Detroit right now is Kate Cunningham. He doesn't even have a coach he's committed to. I mean, unless you want to count the shot doctor as a coach. But as far as a head coach, he doesn't have even a head coach to commit to. So while you like the theory of, Asar and Holland, and you're worried, can it work? The truth is that it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, he's going to choose who he keeps and who he doesn't. So I almost look back at all that talk of us being like, oh, trade the pick. And while I still like that idea,
still love that idea,
I look back and I think I'm foolish, because why would a GM come in and not have a top 5 pick and just immediately want to make his imprint on this roster and swing for a guy that he believes in? So it made me feel foolish.
You shouldn't feel foolish, because in the clip last night, he was trying to trade it. They weren't getting what they wanted to get in exchange for.
Not the 3 first-round picks in this draft for Klingon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. There was crazy talk yesterday of those reports coming out.
Yeah, I wasn't buying that stuff. I was listening.
Quickly, even 2 first, I'm sure he would have done it.
Real quick, Chris, before you get it, D-Buck, shout out to you in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, is Holland a power forward, wing, or guard? He is a guard that I believe can moonlight as a wing, if need be.
He's a wing.
I'm sorry, not a guard. I apologize. He's a power forward that can moonlight as a wing.
I see him as a wing.
Yeah,
he is going to make his money and make his presence in the NBA out on the wing, guarding and playing. Like you're not going to find him on the block. You're not going to find. He is going to be a wing in the NBA.
If he's a wing or power forward.
Quickly, I know we had a heated discussion, so I just quickly want to say this. I think it's interesting to look at it from the perspective of Memphis taking Edey at 9 instead of trading that haul that they were rumored to get Klingon. That shows that in their mind, they probably looked at that Charlotte number 6 and went, you know what? I don't think the difference between Klingon and Edey is worth 3 first-round picks. So I'm just putting that out there. I think that's what the Memphis organization did with that. Mm-hmm. Still crazy. I still disagree with it. Still think Edey's going to be out of the league before his rookie contract's over.
He is Klingon's father. That's his dada.
Let's not go through it again.
I'm dead ass though. These guys, if you are in the area, Madison Heights, again, grand opening for Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. You have to get these biscuits.
Didn't get in the camera at all.
Oh, that's fine. You have to get. I mean, as you can see, there's no biscuits on my plate. You want to know why? I fucking ate them.
Boy's gone already.
They're so good. I'm telling you. And the wings are fire too. I just already had a couple before the show started. I ain't gonna lie to you. But either way, we do have Media Kimes coming up. From here, we're going to jump into some football just to get in the flow of things, and afterward, we will continue to talk the Detroit Pistons draft. Yes, we do know they drafted Bobby Klintman out of Australia, formerly of Wake Forest, 36% three-point shooter. I think I like that one more than I'm supposed to be honest with you guys.
6'9", big guy. That's power forward.
A second rounder.
That's your power forward that can stretch the floor right there.
But without further ado, Spinny, Talk about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Is your wife mad that you ate the last Soroki's biscuit and now filing for divorce? Strap up with KDK Law. Whether you're dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine of KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10 plus years of experience and 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code above my head or call 248-971-0476 and tell them the heavyweight sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. It's KDK Law. They've got your back. What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by Spinmo Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Mario.
Let's go.
Chris, did you download those top 10 lists for the running backs?
Which top 10s? Hold on, let me find them.
Okay.
I don't have them right now. But
All right.
I'll
Yeah, if you
grab
want to find those in Slack, they're from a few days ago.
Yep. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I'll find them.
Either way, I guess we were going to do the top 10s. Got me the comments coming on. Smash the like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. I mean, do we talk Pistons in the moment, or do we stall with the? How about this? On BDE, you guys had a debate.
Mm-hmm.
Is Monty a top 15 running back?
Yes.
Long neck, power neck. What?
Power neck.
Power neck said he wasn't.
He said he was not. And I would tend to agree with him.
You agree?
Yeah.
Who do you got over?
I mean, I can't just bust out 15 names, but
All right, let's start with your 10.
okay.
All right, Spencer's 10.
Here are my top 10 running backs in the NFL. At number 10, I have Breece Hall. I think he's going to have a breakout season. Obviously, he showed flashes last year. This is a guy that, if he could stay on the field, he is one of the most explosive backs in the league. It was impressive what he was doing in an offense that they knew you were going to have to run the ball because you had Zach Wilson as your quarterback. So, you're not throwing the ball too often. At number 9, I have Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker is a freak of nature. Like, I think he doesn't get enough run as he should. Obviously, a little bit of bias there.
Spartan dog.
He's impressive. What he's done in Seattle has been impressive. At 9, I have Kenneth Walker. At number 8, I have Bijan Robinson. This guy is going to take on a whole new role this year. They are going to actually allow him to be the guy that he was drafted to be, to go out there, make plays in the passing game, in the running game. It's impressive. We saw throughout the year what he can do, not just out of the backfield, but in routes and doing different things, receiving the ball. I think they really unlock him as a runner and a true RB1 in that team. And number 7, I got Kyron Williams. This dude came out of the scene and just blew people away. And yeah, it definitely helps when you're facing boxes that have to worry about Puka, Nacua, and Cooper Kupp running behind them. But also just his explosion, his ability to find holes, make guys miss, and again, the complete version of his game. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He can do a lot of different things for the offense. I have Kyron Williams at number 7. At number 6, I have Jahmyr Gibbs. I think this dude is going to be a monster next year. I couldn't wholeheartedly put him above any of the guys I have in my top 5 just yet, but next year, I would not be surprised at all if this guy's a top 3 back in the NFL. With what he's working, with the line that he's running behind, it's extremely impressive what he can do. Number 5, I have Derrick Henry. We're all waiting for it, right? We're all waiting for that workload to finally catch up to him. We're all waiting for him to fall off that cliff and not be the same anymore. But every year he goes out there and he's still Derrick Henry. Like until he hits that cliff, he is not going to be outside of my top 5 because he is a weapon. At number 4, I got Jonathan Taylor. He obviously had that little spat with the contract last year, which held him back a little bit in the beginning of the year. But when he got back out there, he proved why he is a top 5 back in the NFL. The guy is a monster. He is impossible to stop. When you get one-on-one in the hole with Jonathan Taylor, you better pack your lunch and get ready to go home because you're not making the stop. The dude is a monster. Number 3, I got Saquon Barkley. A full healthy year out of him. He showed back to his roots what he really is. Quadzilla, the animal. Again, another guy who receives the ball just as well as he rushes it. Pause. Saquon Barkley at number 3. At number 2, I got Nick Chubb. When healthy, this guy is arguably the best running back in the NFL. It is insane what he does. Obviously, very gruesome injury very early on in the season for him. But when healthy, he is one of, if not the best back in the NFL. And then number 1, you got to give it to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I don't think anybody in their right mind would not have Christian McCaffrey as the best running back in the NFL.
If you don't have him in your number 1, you're racist.
Yeah, like the guy is
straight up.
The guy is a freak of nature. He can do everything. He scored a touchdown like 20 straight games, something ridiculous like that. Christian McCaffrey's a stud.
Well, as always, someone's got to get you guys the correct list. And here it is.
Let's see it.
Now, actually, I think we're very, very similar. There's one missing from mine. And it's
Most
Chubb.
or
Chubb is a guy.
Time?
Oh, actually,
no Nick Chubb.
No Nick Chubb. Only because, as you said, very gruesome injury. We got to see him work his way back. I don't know what type of Nick Chubb we're getting when he does return. So in the absence of Nick Chubb, who, again, if fully healthy, finished last year, all that good stuff like that, probably would have jumped Jahmyr Gibbs to 6 for me as well, but he is firmly a top 5 running back, as I've stated numerous times. But at number 10, I have Raheem Mostert. I understand it feels gimmicky,
Definitely.
but time and time, again and again, he just continues to carry the workload. Not even the workload, even in a fraction of the workload, he still provides you 1,000-yard seasons. I think he had double-digit touchdowns. I double-check on that one.
Yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure.
Raheem Mostert,
he led the league in touchdowns.
We have to accept it at this point. He's a good running back. I don't care how gimmicky he is. I don't care if you think it's just a speed thing.
I mean, that was his first 1,000-yard season.
This is also his first time kind of breaking to his own.
He did have 18 touchdowns, though.
Yeah, and that's not even, I don't think he played full 17-game season either.
I see it more of as a Jamal Williams type of thing.
No, get out of here. That's disrespectful. He's way better than Jamal Williams. Come on now. I'm pulling up his numbers now just because he said that. Either way, Raheem Mostert is at my number 10. I'd finally give him his due credit. Aaron Jones, you saw once he got healthy for the Packers team last year that he was fucking shit up, and he's been known to fuck shit up. I think both in the passing game and the running game. Aaron Jones, even still somewhat hampered by that hamstring when he returned from his injury, still destroying teams out there. In fact, he was even putting on the 49ers as well. It's just that Jordan Love couldn't cut it at the end of that game. Above him, I have Bijan Robinson. This is a guy that last year I'd already acclaimed as a top 5 running back. Turns out, not the case, but still pretty freaking good.
Yeah. And he wasn't used how he should have been.
No, he wasn't. I think Arthur Smith was a little bit overrated as a head coach at that point. He's no longer head coach. Now he's an offensive coordinator where he probably rightfully belongs. But Bijan Robinson definitely in my top 10. Kyron Williams, my number 7. He just does everything.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything. There's not any one thing you point to. You're like, wow, he's just like excellent or great at this. He runs the holes. He breaks tackles. Whatever you need to do, he'll do it efficiently enough to belong in my top 10. Kyron Williams is number 7 on my list. Guy I don't think gets enough credit, though, at number 6, and I think it's because of his situation. Kenneth Walker. If you guys remember, last year, I believe it was last year, that was the most impressive 38, 36-yard game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
The amount of tackles that Kenneth Walker was breaking just through the jukes and whatever type of moves he was doing last year blew my mind. I think 900 yards last year, 1,000 his rookie year. I think if Seattle had a little bit better of an offensive line, you'd see a lot more out of this kid. I think he's truly talented. Kenneth Walker, one of my favorite running backs to watch. He's number 6 for me. Number 5, we talked about it before, Jahmyr Gibbs. Number 4, King. I mean, I don't want to go in detail about Jahmyr Gibbs. You guys know he's top 5, right? I don't gotta. Okay, cool.
Pretty close.
Derrick Henry, I do think he's slowing down. However, he is still Derrick Henry, and he's in the situation he's going to be in this year. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I actually had Jahmyr Gibbs over him. But the situation he's going to be in with the Baltimore Ravens this year, I would look like a fool because he's definitely going to produce outside of injury. Derrick Henry is a dog. He's the king for a reason. Saquon, number 3, Jonathan Taylor, everything you said and more. He is not only can he break you tackle with physically, but he also break you down and juke. And he's fast as hell too. And then Christian McCaffrey does it all to an A+, A-tier level. Christian McCaffrey's phenomenal. All over.
Yeah, I don't mind that list at all. I'm just not sold on Raheem Mostert as a top 10 running back in the NFL.
You guys know a name that I didn't see in there? Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is borderline. Travis Etienne is borderline. Aaron Jones was not on my list as well.
Yeah,
Rashad White is borderline.
I think I said this in the chat when you guys were talking about it on Wednesday. I'm a Josh Jacobs hater. I just always have been. He is good. And that's the messed up part about it is I hate him to a degree where I just it sounds like I'm saying he's not good. I just don't think he's what everybody else thinks he is, you know? I had this argument in the past. You had him as a top 5 guy. I was like, no.
He was. Well, he was number 1 that year.
Yeah. I just think it was like a situation of circumstances too. Obviously last year he had 200 plus carries, only 800 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, way less carries, and 145 more yards.
For sure.
Most are 18 touchdowns this past year.
Yeah, I feel like Mostert was kind of a Jamal Williams effect for me.
That's so disrespectful.
I don't think so. I think it's
previous year he averaged 5 yards a carry, 4.9, 891. And the thing that holds him back in my mind is injuries.
Yeah. Somebody said it. I think it was Brandon Dogs in the chat. He's not even the best running back on his own team. And I would agree with that. I would take A-Chain. I would take A-Chain.
A-Chain's definitely on his way there. But, I mean, Raheem Mostert, again, in spot situations, he's top 10 right now. I'm giving his due credit. It's consistently been a problem for a lot of people.
Are you guys projecting there out with Gibbs being in the top 6 in both of yours?
Yeah,
or was it top 6?
He's going to be top 5 back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got a guy that 182 carries last year, had 945 yards. Look at these guys, number 1 backs in the league, usually getting 200. On top of injuries, top of just how we started that first half of the season, not really utilize him fully. This goes with Jahmyr Gibbs, what I hope it goes at least, it goes beyond just running. He's also going to become a piece of that passing game too.
That's what he missed out on, really. We didn't see him involved in the passing game as much as we expected to, and I think that's going to be a big factor of it. On top of not the first 4 games of the season, he really wasn't utilized at all in the offense.
Yeah, I agree. This time next year, I see him in that top 3 spots, especially with some of these guys getting up there in age and
top 5
injuries.
all-purpose yards for sure.
Tell us about Feldman, Nick.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's number 1 Chevy dealer.
Braylon up with your Premier Pet Supply, man. Just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Every single morning when you wake up, make sure you're putting on Wake Up Woodward. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all of Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Oh, I thought you were play the video.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to. Yeah.
You're good. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WorldSports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
And we are also joined by NFL Lives and ESPN's one of my favorite NFL analysts to listen to, Mina Kimes. I apologize. Hey, I appreciate you coming on to repent for the Green Bay Packers offense comments.
I just want to set the table here. We're talking about whether the Lions are like the 4th or 5th best offense. Like, that is the debate here. So I understand that there could be some difference of opinion about the rankings, but that is very, very high. Jumping in right here, we're talking about a podcast I did, Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny. We predicted the top 10 offenses for 2024. And yeah, the Lions, I think we ended up putting them 4th
yes.
You know, Mina, we finally have something good to hold on to here in Detroit, so we don't like to take any shots now, but I appreciate you joining us. And one thing you did mention, too, about the Lions offense and what could take it to the next level is Jameson Williams being that guy in this offense. I have high expectations for him. What are your expectations, and what would he need to do for the Lions to hit that next level?
Yeah, so part of the reason why I talked about Williams and this offense going from extremely good to potentially being top 3, top 2, whatever, is because this offense is such a load on the ground. They face a lot of single high coverage. There's opportunities downfield. It's a very efficient offense, but as you guys know, it's not a very explosive one through the air. It's explosive on the ground. But those opportunities exist. And so the point I was making on my podcast, and I think this is true, is Jameson Williams is like the answer to that. It's not a problem, but I would say that opportunity, the prospect that he was in college. He was my favorite wide receiver in that draft. I think he was so unbelievably gifted in school, and obviously he's battled some injuries since then and suspension and whatnot. But if he can be even 80% of the guy I thought he was coming out of college, to me, that's a massive add for this offense because of how they already threaten defenses and the way that defenses have to play them.
I mean, for some of the casual viewers or casual Lions fans that are listening who may think Jared Goff is the second coming of Moses, can you kind of speak to this Detroit Lions offense and Ben Johnson and what makes it so special, even before Jameson Williams?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I think Ben Johnson's amazing. I love watching the offense, not just because of how unique it is and all of the creativity, especially on the ground, but I think as a play caller, he has such an incredible touch for sequencing, the way he sets up defenses over the course of a game, the way he figures out the concept that a singular run concept, for example, that works and then just pushes that button over and over and sort of bends defenses into submission, obviously with the help of the best offensive line in football. I think he's really, really talented, and to get him back is a massive, massive coup. I think something that he's done also that is really special is made the most out of the skill players on the roster. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta are fantastic, but I do think if they had ended up with a different offensive coordinator, they wouldn't be the players that they are in Detroit. But I think Johnson has such a fine eye for how to use him with the way he uses personnel groupings and formations so creatively. It's really special.
Another weapon that Brad Holmes gave to Ben Johnson over the last year was Jahmyr Gibbs, and that pick didn't settle well with a lot of Lions fans at first, but we saw what he was capable of, and we just did our top 10 running back rankings, and he was in the top 6 of both of our lists. Is that too much, too fast, or like we saw what he can do out there.
I really liked Gibbs coming out of college, but I will say this: I thought he ran better between the tackles than I expected. In the NFL, and again, obviously he's helped by the aforementioned offensive line, but that was my biggest question. Okay, yes, he's so explosive and he can catch passes and running off tackle, and when he has wide open lanes, he will turn them into explosives, but I thought he ran with a lot more physicality, frankly, than I expected. And he is more of a balanced and complete running back, I think, than maybe it would have seemed just based on his college tape. So that's just really, 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 really an impressive rookie season. Top 6, I don't know. I'd have to sit back down and think about all the backs, but that doesn't sound crazy to me off the top of my head.
I'm glad to hear somebody who covers, I guess, the entire league as a whole say that, because I do feel a bit humorous talking about this Lions team at times, because we've never witnessed this stuff in our lifetimes.
I can criticize it. We can talk about the negative stuff if you want. We're really positive thus far.
Yeah. How about the defense? Obviously defense has been a question mark for us. We finally addressed it with some rookies as well as a trade from a guy that's kind of been on a downtrend in his career in Carlton Davis Jr. What do you make of those secondary additions? And could you see that bolster Detroit Lions to a top 15-ish? Respectable?
Yeah. I think this is already an average defense because the run defense was so phenomenal. It was the pass defense that was the issue, and even if Carlton Davis isn't exactly who he was, Super Bowl season, he's still probably an upgrade for you over what you got last year, which was really ugly. I loved the Arnold pick. Talked about it a lot on NFL Live, my podcast. I loved it too because it to me was really just a perfect fit for what we know Aaron Glenn wants to do on defense. He wants to play more man coverage. He wants his corners to press. They had to back off of that because of the personnel last year. I think I might have mentioned this on live the day after, but Arnold is so big for this unit. And I think about Glenn in particular and why he was thought of as a rising star. Obviously, he's gotten head coaching interviews, but going from New Orleans, and a lot of it had to do with the work he did with Marshawn Lattimore. You guys remember was the defensive rookie of the year in that scheme, and if he can get similar, that would be amazing. But he has a proven track record. My point is of developing young cornerbacks and getting them to play at a high level, and I think these additions should allow him to call defense a little bit closer to what he wants to do.
And that whole defense really is centered and revolves around one player, and that is our blue chip face of the defense in Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah. Last year, he had a better season, especially towards the end of the year, and in the playoffs, he was getting sack after sack. What is his ceiling next year? You bring in a DJ Reader to put in the middle of that defensive line, who helped Trey Hendrickson get 17 and a half sacks. Yeah. What can Aiden Hutchinson do now that he's fully unleashed?
Well, I don't know if he's fully unleashed, guys, because I love the DJ Reader signing. I think he is one of those like NFL players' favorite play. Like you know what I mean? Like he's kind of like a hip. Like people who watch football are like, yeah, DJ Reader. He's like really, really good. That's a big loss for Cincinnati. He was when they signed him out from Houston. I remember thinking, oh my God, that's a really good player. And as I mentioned, this Lions run defense is already really stout, and he's very good against the run. I do feel like there's still another edge rusher away, to be honest. And so I think naturally because of that, I understand what, with Reader, and we'll see what you get out of the interior outside of him. But, Hutchinson is going to face a fair amount of double teams. He's not going to be it's not going to be as easy for him as it is for, I think, defensive lines where they have like a 1A, 1B, or like another top 15 to 20 edge rusher opposite them. But if you get even the play you got last year, that's certainly enough, given the improvements that you've made in the secondary.
Yeah, the player I truly think is unlocked in that situation is Lee McNeil, because obviously you're going to prioritize double teaming Hutch and Reader. Liam's going to be the one running free doing damage.
Really yeah, when he got hurt, that was a big deal, and I don't think people appreciated that. He's a really, really, really talented player. I agree.
What do you think of Jack Campbell? I feel like DJ Reader's going to help him flourish a little bit here too. Obviously, second year for him as well. Is there hope that he could look like the first rounder he was drafted to be?
Yeah. I did not love his tape last season, to be honest. So I guess this is where we get to the negative part, right? Yeah, no, I mean, just to be honest, like I didn't think he had a great rookie year, but I think it's worth mentioning very few off-ball linebackers seem to do well when they come into the NFL these days. And I think a lot of that has to do because of offensive coordinators like Ben Johnson, who really isolate them and make their lives hell. It's very hard to play linebacker right now in the NFL because of all the motions and the RPO-centric offenses and everything that offensive coordinators do on that front. There's very few examples of guys who have come in and played that position at a high level early. So I think to answer your question, I think the hope is like, this is a very hard position, and year 2, you're going to make a step because of that experience and the mental adjustment and that development curve, which is, again, something we just see across the NFL right now at that position.
And you mentioned the second edge rusher to go opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. At the trade deadline last year, being easy, we got upset a little bit when we saw Chase Young go to the 49ers instead of the Lions, and our chat did not like that as much. But how I see it now is the Lions, we're at the big boy table. We are a top 4 team in the NFL as of last year. I think they're going to go all in and make one of those deadline deals to improve that defensive front. Do you see something like that happening at the deadline?
It's plausible. I think they're going to really see, okay, how improved are we on the back end, right? How much is the reader, how much of an impact do you have there? But really, like, what kind of player are we getting from the secondary will go a long way towards determining whether they feel, I wouldn't call it desperation, but that sort of like, desire to be opportunistic at the deadline when it comes to the pass rush. They are a team that does have and should have championship aspirations. And that would be a position I would target. The other one, though, depending on what happens with Jameson, is wide receiver. I still feel like is an area that they could add just to be more complete in the passing attack. But for me, for both of those positions, I really feel like it's going to be wait and see to see what kind of contributions you get early on.
You talk about, possibly getting to the negative stuff, and I don't necessarily see this as negative more than it is truth. I've caught a lot of flack recently because I placed Jordan Love as a starting quarterback on my all NFC North team. Where are you at with the Jordan Love versus Jared Goff debate?
I mean, come on, you guys. We watched on Thanksgiving. Let's be real. Like, you gotta be honest. And like, the Lions are a better team. I'm looking at my power rankings. I have them over the Packers. So I just want to say, this is like, we're being
just calm down.
Thursday. Like, you got to be, you can't just be all sunshine and roses and pandering, and it would be lying to pretend like Jared Love didn't ball out in the second half of last season. I know it was just half a season, but that was a very young receiving group, which I think kind of explains in part some of the adjustment period early on. He's, to me right now, the best quarterback in the division. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, the NFL, and that sucks, right? Because it's like, God damn it, how'd they do it again? That sucks. That's got to be so infuriating as an NFC North fan. Yeah. But the good news for you is you have a ton of other pieces in place that are not only going to be good this year, but are going to be good for a long time. This team was built in the trenches. It was built extremely well, and you have a head coach and GM that appear to be amongst the NFL's best.
Bino, we appreciate you so much for joining us and I know you have a very busy schedule and breaking off some of that time to share with us. Before we let you go, Dan Campbell, he is the face of this team, honestly. He is a media darling. I wanted to know if you had a specific Campbellism that is your favorite or something that he's done out of all of his quotables that you like more than the rest.
Things I love, I'll come to mind. I love that he has 2 teacup Yorkies. I saw that photo of him. I was like, yeah, like whatever, like this is like a green flag. This is a confident man. He is not embarrassed of his 2 tiny dogs that he'll perch on his shoulder. But the other thing is, like, I mentioned this, I did a top 10 coaches pod, and he finished in the top 10 for both of our rankings. I had Kevin Clark on. And I talked about this a little bit then. It's with a head coach, sometimes it can be like hard to pinpoint, especially if they're not the play caller. What is he doing? And I think with Campbell, it's very easy because he's obviously established a culture, the way people talk about him. It makes it very obvious the impact that he has on the organization. But something that I really loved last year, the Lions drew some criticism for the aggression. And I know sometimes with people like me who like using analytics, we can be, people are like, you just love everyone who goes for 4th down. That's not true. there, it really comes down to like situation, but also I love it when it's obvious that it's the coach not only knows why they're doing it, he sticks to his guns, but he gets organizational buy-in. I think it was after I don't know if it was after, and I don't think it was after the playoff loss. I think it was after the famous did not report game, where
ouch.
It was, I know, sorry, but I think it was Alex Anzalone who wrote a piece or something about it, and he was like, he was like, yeah, we've gotten some criticism for going for it or going for whatever, and he was like, dude, this is who we are, this is who we've been, this is how we got here, like we're not changing now, and I love that, because what that told me was like, oh, this is not just a coach coming down from on high and saying, oh, I'm going to do this now. It's a coach who has instilled a belief in his process across the entire team. And if that's not leadership, I don't know what is.
Mina, again, I appreciate you taking the time. Guys, if you haven't checked it out already, it's the Mina Kimes show featuring Lenny. There's always a little pun in there every time that begins. Top 10 defenses this week. What do you guys got coming out next week?
Next week, we have my first Power Hour. Power rankings pods are going to start dropping every Monday. Spoiler alert, the Lions finish very high. So you can tune in that, Lions fans. And then we start division previews. So we're getting those kicked off. Good chance to learn about teams across the NFL.
Mina, appreciate you again. Hopefully get you on during the season. And we'll see you Monday Night Football. Maybe get you on that week.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Oh, God. Yeah.
We're finally beating the
Lions,
Seahawks.
Dude, these Lions-Seahawks games last couple of years have been wild. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
you guys own us.
Well, you've owned our defense, too. They've been high-scoring, insane games. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It was nice to meet you guys. Take care.
Thank you so much, Mina.
There you have it, Mina Kimes being generous enough to, like you said, break off some time, turn the heavies, talk some ball.
The lead NFL analyst for ESPN.
She's goated.
It's awesome.
She's goated.
Very cool person and knows her stuff. She knows ball.
Yeah, I told her you started the video. Chris caught her off guard. Shout out, Chris.
Shout out, Chris. No, that was awesome. Shout out to Mina. Make sure you guys go check out her podcast. It's amazing, of course. But let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. No Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Dispo Dispensary is your #1 local cannabis plug. There's over 6 locations more across the great state of Michigan. They got the best curated cannabis, the best bartenders, and the best deals. And so much so that we're making our ways out to the first cannabis mall in Michigan in Romeo tomorrow.
It feels so good to be back.
Free food, tons of deals. Come check it out. Talk to Draft, talk Mina, talk it all. Man. We'll be there tomorrow. Dispo, your cannabis plug. What up, there? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on sports.com. Your boy Easy, joined by Spitball Rax, Chris, Nicholas, Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario.
That was dope, man.
It was dope.
That was dope.
And by the way,
she knows ball.
She does know ball, right? Like lead ESPN NFL analyst.
Yeah.
I said the Jordan Love thing first. I'm just letting everyone know.
It's true.
Caught a lot of flack for it.
It's true.
I'm thankful that fellow ball knowers came through and backed me up on that. But during the break, Nick was talking about like imagine marrying a wife that could talk ball with.
Really? I'm the one who brought that up?
You weren't?
No, Jesus.
Who did? Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I think that's a nightmare scenario.
I would love it.
Look how often we argue. When you talk sports, you argue. That's like the...
It's the foundation.
Yeah, I don't want to...
I would love it.
Do that with my wife. On top of just arguing about wife and husband stuff.
Be perfect.
Oh.
Would not.
I would love it.
I put it to you this way. Mina is actually married.
Yeah, she is.
Sickos out there. She's happily married. Just had her first
Just
child.
had a beautiful child, yeah.
Yep. Her husband, I'm pretty sure it's not a NFL
Yeah.
guy.
No, yeah, opposites attract, that's for sure.
Yeah, what is, my boy?
I hate football. I don't like it enough.
Can't stand it.
Can't stand it.
Nick, where were you at with the when she confirmed the Jordan Love stuff there?
I mean, yeah, all of the head NFL media is leading the charge in this Jordan Love race. They do not want to be wrong.
Big NFL media.
Yeah, big NFL media is leading the charge. I think Mina's
all signed by Michael Tellem.
No, I think Mina is one of the best analysts.
Paid for by Chris Illich.
One of the best analysts right now, like without a doubt. But I just don't think I've seen enough personally from Jordan Love. And she did bring up Thanksgiving. This was a brutal secondary, which we've always talked about. Yes. I know you said that he tore up KC in a couple weeks after, but this Lions defense was so bad, and they're so much improved going into this season. Like, I don't think we can put it all on that Thanksgiving game.
I really wanted to ask her because I talk about Penei Sewell being the best non-quarterback in the NFL, and I wanted to see if she.
Oh yeah.
That would have been good.
That would have been a good question for sure.
Yeah.
I did want to see if she had a good time during the draft.
She mentioned multiple times like how good the Lions' offensive line is, and obviously that starts and ends with Penei Sewell. So
yeah, it's
it's all right. Next time,
I guess.
Hopefully,
I know you brought up
weird her out too
Thanksgiving,
much.
but you played the KC Chiefs after, who I'd say probably top 5 defense in the league at the time too, probably the best or second best secondary. You shredded them too.
Yeah, I mean, you can get hot for a game. And he got hot for 8 of them. So that's where I'm at with Jordan Love. I need to see it. I am not ready to announce this guy as like a top 6, 7 quarterback right now in the NFL. And maybe it is a little bit biased that it's another Green Bay guy, and I don't want to say that they did it again. But it's just an 8-game sample size. And who they beat in the playoffs? The Cowboys, who choke over and over and over again. So I'm not too impressed with them beating the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get.
And I think Dak had what, 2 picks, 3 picks in that game. Like,
I like the fact that she also kind of broke. And that's why I asked her the Ben Johnson question too. She kind of break down like why you're seeing what you're seeing.
And beating the Cowboys in the playoffs, I'm with Nick on that. That's not too much of a feather in your cap. I mean, it's better than losing to them.
Oh, hold on. Though they just beat the
they
dog
whopped
them. Shit out of them.
And
that's a team that
Cowboys, though,
at home.
But we literally had to pull out the fucking okie doke.
But it wasn't in the playoffs. It's different. It's true. It is. They choke in the playoffs. But no, Jordan Love looked damn good at the end of the year last year for sure. Yeah, I really liked what she was saying about Jameson Williams and how he can unlock this offense, because that's what we've been talking about. And with them losing Josh Reynolds, obviously he's going to be forced into a bigger position. And I don't know if she's obviously she has a lot to cover and a lot to go over, but us being more Lions focused, I think we've heard more of the rumblings out of Allen Park, and you love to hear what you're hearing from JMO. So I'm excited.
Yeah, the JMO stuff is probably, it's such a tease, bro. Because this offense has been so great with minimal input from, and I don't mean in a disrespectful way. It just has. It's been a top 3, top 5 offense the past 2 years, with JMO being, again, minimal input there.
Yeah.
And now you're adding that kid who, way back when we were before even on this desk, we were talking about JMO coming out of Alabama, and we were talking about creaming our shorts then, having him on this team. And now he's on this team with a brilliant offensive coordinator.
Healthy. Unsuspended.
With the system in roots now.
Understood, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm expecting big things from him for sure. I like how she Didn't push back on the Jahmyr Gibbs talk either. That gives me confidence. Like,
yeah, bro.
You'd think, top 5 is a little aggressive, but obviously she said you'd have to write it down and figure it out, but that's not out of the realm of, possibility.
You hear her say multiple times, talk about, sunshine and rainbows, but guys, that's what this franchise is on.
There's a lot more rainbows than storm clouds for the Lions right now. There's not a lot of storm clouds to talk about when you're talking about the Detroit Lions.
This ain't your horror grandmother's Detroit Lions.
Yes, this is your slutty uncle's Lions. This is the brand new Lions.
Brand new Lions. The one question I didn't get to ask her.
Your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is your drunk uncle's Lions. This is the brand new Lions.
I don't hate JMO. Oh, he's trolling me. The one question we didn't really get to, but I kind of already know the answer. I feel like I know the answer, was Sam Laporta. But maybe I don't know the answer. I guess I gotta ask you guys this, but I feel like I know what you two are gonna say. I know what you're gonna say for sure.
What?
How much of it was the scheme versus Laporta also being just him?
I think it's about 50-50. I think they definitely, obviously, we've seen this scheme and how well it benefits tight ends. We saw Shane Zylstra get 3 touchdowns in a game. We saw the tight end room of Zylstra, Mitchell, and Brock Wright score more touchdowns than the Lions tight ends ever had before. So the scheme is definitely tight end friendly, but also we've seen Laporta in the open field. We've seen Laporta get the ball in his hands, go out there and do things that not a lot of tight ends in the NFL can do. So I think they complement each other very well because that's what he was. That's what his scouting report was. That's why they saw that in him when he was coming out of Iowa is you get the ball in his hands, one person is not going to take him down. He's going to make guys miss. He is good with the catch and run. You give him the ball and he'll go do some other things. So this scheme to get him open definitely helps, but it's also him and his natural ability to go out there and make the most out of the opportunities given.
I saw a comment from Dark Cash earlier, maybe somebody else. I asked who I think is a better pocket passer, Love or Goff. It's a great question, to be honest with you. I want to say Love.
I would say Goff.
I would be totally fine if somebody said Goff.
I think Love is better on the more off balance, herky-jerky kind of throws, but Goff, clean pocket.
Turn chicken ship into chicken soup.
Yeah, but Goff, clean pocket, delivering on time. There's not many in the league that are better than him at that.
It's just weird because he's not with Goff. He's kind of forced to be that pocket passer, right?
Well,
where Love does have the option to leave and do elsewhere. But against us, there were times where he did just slay us right in that pocket. It was, and I think it was remnants of was it week 3 or week 2 that we went there, or 4? I think it was. And just fucking bullied them. I think they just timed their routes 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We broke down the film on the show.
Yeah, and there wasn't not much the secondary could do. A lot of the secondary were in very good positions on the receivers. The ball placement was just immaculate. So.
Yeah. So I think Jordan Love's just a better thrower of the football, but I'm not mad at if anybody wants to say Goff. I think that there's more evidence of him being that pocket passer over Love. However, we do got to go to break. If you guys want to keep rolling the questions, I'm down to do that. We also the Detroit Pistons draft. We can expound on. Also got some film we can break down on that one too that I meant to do in the beginning of the show. But first, I got to tell Spinny about Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's. What happens when awesome is when a guy, I don't know why I said what happens. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You can stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They're family locally owned and operated for over 30 years with 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same-day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Welcome to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. I'm easy joined by Spimo Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Mario.
Let's go.
Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. I appreciate you guys tapping in and I guess, supporting the show. Appreciate the show. That's how we get these cool guests on. Couldn't do it without you guys actually watching.
Yeah, appreciate the chat during that. You guys weren't too crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
It was pretty aggressive, not gonna lie.
I saw somebody say it was like a bunch of teens that were just hitting puberty. I didn't
in the
see
chat.
I didn't see any of it.
Yeah, the chat was aggressive, but we know our chat. We know how they work.
We got a couple videos from the grand opening of the Madison Heights Soroki's. Make sure you guys check that out. Until 8, they're giving away gift cards, food. I'm telling you, those biscuits are phenomenal.
It's the best biscuit in the game, and it's not really close.
Not close at all. One thing I want to get to, Chris, and if you could 3-cam this, if you can. I sent both Asar's 3-point shots from OT, and then I sent Holland's from Ignite. And I know we talked about this at the beginning of the show, but we obviously have enough people right now. I truly think the Ron Holland pick is better than people are giving it credit for. I just do. I think his shot you could actually work with. And I don't even mean to discredit Asar or disrespect Asar, but it's just ugly.
Who do you want first?
Is what it is. Do Asar if you can.
Okay. Asar.
I just want to point something out. And because a lot of people saw the pick with Ron Holland. Obviously, he's more known as a defender, although I think he possesses a tremendous offensive skill in terms of driving the ball too. But if you watch Asar's 3-point shot, I think it's like
low.
It's low. I feel like it's more armed than just like
it is a lot of
energy.
Arms.
Yeah, it is right. And I said it before the break, or I guess when we were talking about it. It reminds me of Sean Marion, who still was a very good player, by the way. But I just don't know if he'll ever get it. I think when people think of Ron Holland's 3-point shot, they're pitching it as bad as Asar's has looked. However, Ron Holland's is a lot smoother. And as you can put the Ron Holland one up too if you haven't already.
Yeah, give me 1 second here just because I want to 3-cam it to be safe.
And as Chris said too, a lot of his shots, when you go watch the highlights or just the tape in general, he's creating these shots.
Yeah.
Step backs and shooting the 3. Like he is like doing the most to get it done. And it's also finishing like you would see a 3-point shooter shooting. It's a lot more.
That was crazy arc on that one.
Yeah, a lot more arc. It's a lot more fluid.
The one thing about his, though, I will have to say is he does start pretty low.
He does start, and that's going to be one thing they clean up. I guarantee it.
I noticed that too, actually.
And
I guarantee that's going to be one thing they clean up.
I actually caught myself wondering, like, does everybody do that? And I just don't notice. But now that you guys said it.
No, yeah, that's one thing you get rid of when you're in the NBA. That's what all NBA shooting coaches will take out of your shot is starting from down here. You start right in the pocket and just go up and shoot.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they didn't already start working on that in the G League Ignite. I have to think that the coaching there just isn't really up to par when it comes to NBA standards. I know they want to say it's the G League and it's the developmental league, but I mean, we've seen a lot of guys come out there with non-existent jumpers right now.
I think too, even if you have bad form, I think especially if you're planning on being a one and done prospect, you probably don't want to tweak your jump shot that year.
I agree.
You don't want to mess up your rhythm, because if you have a broken shot but it's working for you, you can address that later through an NBA offseason, multiple NBA seasons when you're given a chance, especially if you're a highly touted rookie like he is. But yeah, fixing the guide hand, keeping it in the pocket in rhythm. I think those are two things that are very easy that a lot of shooting coaches could help fix right away. Now, this guy, the shot doctor, I'm expecting even more from him. And as Easy pointed out, as I said earlier in the show, it's a lot of just unconventional shots and shots that he's not going to be expected to take at the NBA level.
No.
At least not for years. So I have faith that not only can he become a good shooter, but I don't think it's this 3 to 4 year process that the percentages would suggest. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think he could put it together fast in a year or two.
2 years
I agree
younger
with
than
you.
Asar too.
Yeah, he's 2 years. He's only 18 years old, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, Chris. If you're the top prospect in your class, you're not going to start tweaking stuff until you sign $1 million contract. Like, you have multi-million dollars.
Get that bag.
You get the bag, and then you start worrying about the guys who paid you telling you need to fix this stuff. That graphic, though, of Holland's shooting splits kind of breaks down some different things that like his shooting percentage on different shots and different attempts. And there was some telling things there in that graphic about his shooting splits.
You didn't send it. It's not on Slack.
He sent it to himself.
Yeah, I told you earlier.
That's his
Grab
fault.
it. It's the one
Tell
we're
him put it in
talking about.
heavyweights.
You said you had it.
Yell at him, Chris.
I only saw the Mina Kimes one.
In Slack to myself?
Yeah,
I
Slack
said,
to yourself.
Just resend it in heavyweights, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Spinny alluded to this as well,
I
and
see this
Trajan
one
mentioned
now.
it in the
Gotcha.
presser. But he said that you have it actually downloaded.
Yeah, I had to download it. It was
all right.
I just looked at the last one and it was the Mina one. So
I guess one thing I want to say though is this is Ron Holland comparing himself to Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
He said Jaden McDaniels.
Mhm.
And who was the third one?
Jimmy Butler.
No, it was
That's one
Mikal
I've
Bridges.
Who?
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have Mikal Bridges. I didn't look at McDaniels. I can pull up McDaniels right now. But I know Jaylen Brown in college shot 29%.
Yeah.
Which isn't too far off from where he's shooting now. And obviously, he's hit the NBA to shoot, I think he's shooting like 35, 36. So, like, and he only took 46 three-point shots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And so
Talking about Ron Holland, that is.
Here's the advanced breakdown of his.
Wait, what'd you say,
of his
Mikal
stats.
Bridges,
Hold
his
on.
first year he got into the league, he was shooting 33%. And now he's up to 37.
Yeah. 29% for Jaylen Brown in college.
Yeah.
And then McDaniels. Oh, no, McDaniels actually was out lights out in college, too. He's actually pretty cold.
Fellas, this is the one I was thinking of. Norris Cole, who was his point guard, who also obviously those Heat teams with like LeBron, he's maybe not the best guy you would think of, but he played with them, and he compared him to a young Jimmy Butler, a guy that wasn't shooting well from the perimeter, but came at you every day with the aggression on defense and obviously the ability to attack the basket offensively.
Speaking
and that's
of-
a guy who played with him.
Mikal Bridges, his first year in college, he shot 29%.
Yep, I just looked at that.
Yeah.
And every year, and that would
then
be
it-
his last. Exactly.
And then it progressively got better.
Yes.
And now he's a 37% three-point shooter.
Speaking of LeBron, though, breaking news: Bronny to LA. It's official.
Bronny
He
to
got
LA.
drafted. Yep, he got drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, 55th overall pick.
Stephen A. looks so disappointed by it. Stephen A. looks pissed about it.
I heard Tim Legler. Did you hear what Tim Legler said?
Yeah.
No.
That shit was legendary. He was like, if I was the Celtics, because the Celtics had the pick before the Lakers, I would do some Cold War Lakers Celtics shit, draft Bronny James, send the Lakers a video and say, we have your son. If you want him, you're gonna have to send me something. Like, that's fucking. I would do that too. What do you mean? You can get something out of the Lakers for that.
I love that.
We have your son. Give me Austin Reeves. Like,
It's what a lot of people want the Pistons to do.
yeah.
That's what a lot of
Do
people
you
want the
guys
Pistons
think they
to do.
should have?
Not in the first round, no. And no. You're rebuilding a team. You don't have time for
No, in the
fluff pieces.
in the second round.
No.
Right there when we made our pick.
Nah. I actually like this Bobby guy. Like, I haven't dove into him all the way yet, but yeah.
I like Bobby.
Bobby, bitch, I'm catching bodies, bitch.
Bobby Clipman actually looks fucking cold, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about that's your stretch forward right there. That's your stretch forward. If he can work out, obviously it's a second round pick, so
Clipman
not putting too
definitely
much
stretching.
stock into anything. But that's what he is. He's 6'9". He can shoot the three. See you, Stu.
Yeah. Unless he's finally backup center. Unless he's finally backup center.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with trying that for a year before getting rid of
Obviously, I'm not
Raxter.
putting any hope into Bobby just yet. He is a prospect from what he played 1 year at
Second round picks are crazy.
Vanderbilt and
Wake Forest.
Wake
And
Forest,
then he went to
yeah.
Australia.
And he's a Swiss-born guy, so second round picks you don't put much stock into, but
especially in the weakest draft.
yeah, the weakest draft in the history of drafts. But Caleb, appreciate you joining us. Welcome back. First of all, how was your Soroki's experience?
Chicken, pizza. I was in heaven.
Yeah.
Great vibes. It was
Great.
awesome. It was bumping
Did
there.
you win any credit or gift cards?
I didn't, but they had people spinning the wheel and everything for them. I saw some people celebrating winning some gift cards. It
Nice.
was cool. Good
Oh.
vibe there. It was awesome.
And how do you feel about the? I saw your posts last night. I was at the gym when it happened. I saw your first one and I watched the draft. I saw your second one. And you were like, you didn't say anything.
I mean,
not a lot of people did a lot of homework on him because we expected to draft a shooter.
was he even in your guys' like
No, he wasn't.
thought?
He was not.
He wasn't in my.
No.
Early.
Hard pass.
Early in the
early.
draft process.
He wasn't in
but
my
then
top
it quickly
three, I'd
moved
say.
away.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily the reason I'm upset about it because he's a good player. He's a great defender. He's athletic. Jumps out the gym. But my whole thing was I wanted shooting. That's the whole thing. and I know you guys just talked about it, how he can develop with Fred Vincent, obviously a great shooting coach. But I wanted to skip a step and already draft a guy that can shoot already, like a guy in Dalton Connect or Cody Williams. I know everybody talks about small sample size for Cody Williams, but I mean, he shot 40%, and it doesn't matter if it's three attempts a game. That's a good number. But after hearing Trajan talk about it a little bit and seeing the wings he drafted in the past, I can lighten up towards the idea. But like I said, I would rather have drafted someone that could already shoot, so that's not another project that Fred Vincent has to work on, especially because Asar is going to be a tough one for him.
Yeah, I'm actually, I guess the numbers to point out, and I wish we had time to better looked at them before the show, but the Mikal Bridges ones, that's the
That's
map.
the Booner path. That's the
blueprint.
That's the blueprint. That's the Spenny path right there, is for him to go from, because Mikal Bridges as a freshman at Villanova shot 29%. And then eventually his junior year, he was up to 43%.
Yeah.
So like you want him to follow that trajectory. And like you said, it's not like he's got this ugly slingshot, it's a decent looking shot. Some things can be tweaked, and that's why you got Fred Vincent in here is to tweak those things and help him become an at least average shooter his rookie year.
Another guy that we've talked about just numbers wise that you can think about that was so bad at a college spot is Herb Jones, shooting 28% at college for his career, up to 42% in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, these are actual transitions
And who
that
was his
this
coach?
dude has been a massive
Fred Vincent.
Who was Herb
Fred
Jones?
Vincent.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So it's like, we have seen this, and we did just draft the guy with the highest upside, I would say, in this draft when it comes to actual intangibles that this guy brings. If he can shoot the ball, it takes this team's ceiling like down the line to a different level. And I know nobody wants to hear in this room, especially Microwave Nick, talk about patience, but that's exactly what we're gonna have with this kid.
Are we gonna see LeBron?
No rookie of the year loaded.
Are we gonna see LeBron play in the summer league?
No,
because that's the only chance he'll be able to play with Bronny.
Hey,
he's not on
yo.
the roster.
The disrespect.
We do gotta go to break though. Easy, tell us about Randy Watts.
Just real quick, I'm proud of us because we do fly off the handle. If there's a show that's definitely not sunshine and rainbows, it's us.
Yeah,
like you called Tom Gore's the P word.
I did a couple times.
So if you guys are hearing us, especially Microwave Nick, talking about being patient for
I'm
this
feeling
kid,
good. Yeah, I'm feeling good about it.
You're allowed to have some optimism. I will allow. You're not a slappy. Don't feel crazy. Don't feel stupid. Like, I think some optimism's allowed here. I really do.
And it was not Matas.
Yes.
Let's go. That's a dub.
Honest
Someone's
to God,
like, why are
though,
you
yeah.
celebrating a kid not getting drafted? I was like, because he's not getting drafted here, and because he is Michael Tellum's client. So I love that.
I
Trey
heard
John's
that
pick. Let's
Bobby
go.
is a Tellum client though.
Bobby?
Their second round pick.
Is he?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I swear to God.
Are you kidding? Really?
I saw it in the chat. So take it with a grain of salt, but
At least it wasn't our first round.
Yeah, I never really got the Matas hype, to be honest with you.
Me
no,
neither.
this kid looks like Matas, but actually good. Like,
Yeah.
Isn't it wild that people are like, yeah, Matas fine. I'm like, what? And then you watch Ron Holland, you're like, why the fuck would he have ever been
Holland looks like
over this
everything Matas does, but better. Like,
Yes.
Like, oh, Matas
Stronger,
is a
faster.
defender. He's a better defender. Oh, Matas is great in transition. He's better in but he's an athlete. This
Longer
guy's
arms.
a freak athlete. Like,
Should we just keep it rocking and double up?
no.
We'll go to break. Yeah. What am I telling you guys about? Swiss?
Randy Watts.
Randy Weiss? All right. Well, how would you like to play? With the University of Michigan golf course. On the University of Michigan golf course with University of Michigan's greatest wide receiver ever, Braylon Edwards. It's the Randy Weiss Celebrity Golf Tour. Register today, and you could round off our foursome at woodsports.com or scan the QR code on the screen. When it comes to golfing with celebs, Randy Weiss got you covered.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan with the grand opening of their 13th location in Madison Heights today on DeQuinta Road, just north of 10 Mile. Again, it is today from 4 to 8 p.m. Soroki's is giving away free pizza for a year to 3 lucky customers and $2,000 in gift card giveaways. Be sure to stop in today while you still can in Madison Heights. Soroki's. Now that's crispy.
What up, though, people? We're at Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. It's the grand opening on DeQuinta and 10 Mile. You guys got to get out here. It's the best chicken. It's the best pizza. That Nashville hot, it's awesome. Listen, I've had Soroki's. Have you had Soroki's?
Nope.
You haven't?
It'll be the first time for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? Tell the people your name, man. You got to tell the people your name.
Name's Adrian. I heard great things about the place, so I had to come check it out. Trying to win free pizza for a year, you know.
You know what?
Gotta do it.
Listen. I got a question for you, okay? At Soroki's, they have this problem to solve, pizza and chicken in one place. But if you can only pick one, pizza or chicken, which one is it?
I'll tell you what I do. Bake some chicken wings and put the pizza sauce, tomato sauce on it.
See, he's trying to
pepperonis on it
cheat
too.
the system.
2-for-1 deal. You ain't seen those
You're
before?
trying to cheat the system.
I just seen something like that yesterday. But I can't call it, man. I can't call it. That's the best way to go.
Hey, you
2
know
and
what?
1, right?
2 and 1. 2 and 1. Hey, you know what? Before we sign off, let's get the Go Lions.
Oh, yeah. Go Lions!
Let's go.
If it's too late.
We thought maybe this would be a case where it could happen with a trade and you could collect assets. Are you at all disappointed that you couldn't do it? And does the asset collecting process now begin in other ways?
I don't think of course I would have been elated if we could have been able to collect an asset, move back and get a player of Ron's caliber. But I think we're very, very happy getting Ron at our pick this year. I think it was our intention to find a player that we really liked and didn't want to move back and get a player that we didn't like while gathering assets in the draft. So I think that was definitely something that we thought about in the process, not only leading into the draft, but also when we were on the clock. Look, we have space, so we'll listen to calls. We're getting calls already on some things, but we're looking for future assets, a little bit more than assets in the draft right now. And I think we'll be thoughtful and we'll be process-oriented around those that we take in. I don't think it's going to be something we jump on right away if we don't think it's the right asset value or something that, again, like I've said before, helps bolster the growth of our young players.
That's what I wanted to hear. And I think it's so crucial. Beyond points I've tried making it for beforehand, when just you grab draft pieces, you trade them in for that player, or you obviously just go and draft those players and hopefully you're just good at drafting them. But beyond that, I think last night, the other piece of it was a perfect example. We witnessed it actually the past 7 days. A guy that was rumored to come here, 2 guys rumored to come here. First, Malik Monk, signed, 4 years, $78 million. Following that, Nick Claxton, okay, well at least we're gonna get Nick Claxton, right? 4 years, $100 million. Like, these guys don't want to come here. Collect your assets in the draft. Like, I'd rather us, as much as like I don't hate the Ron Holland pick, I would have rather, and it sounds like they would have rather traded out in this situation too. This wasn't enough for them to, I guess, feel like the value was met there in terms of like what Ron Holland was too. But with Nick Claxton signed the $100 million deal, with Malik Monk signing his $78 million deal, I think this is like evidence that we need to get these assets. We need to trade away, like you said, maybe Stu, whatever ends up with that situation, but trade for these veteran pieces that we like and want.
There are a lot of teams in the East, there are a lot of teams in the West that think they're wide open, that think their time is now. So these attractive pieces that the Pistons have that can contribute, like an Isaiah Stewart, and that's kind of it when you talk about pieces that can contribute right now, but guys that you don't see as your plan for the future, Get rid of them now and get some assets. Take on a Julius Randle to get your pick back. Take on some of these other guys that teams are trying to clear and get cap space so they can go after some of they want and take those picks. And that's what Ron Holland. That's what Trajan Langdon said he was going to do, and that is what I expect them to do.
I like they doubled down on just now too in that press.
Yeah.
And I think also too, it can't be overstated that 2 of the top 3 free agents signed before free agency even started. So not only do they not want to come here, they damn sure don't want to come here. They're the first people off the board. They're not even legally allowed to sign a contract. That's how much they don't want to be in Detroit right now. So Detroit, you can't look at the free agency market as really being a way to acquire talent just at this state of your franchise. You can't do it. So you have to trade contracts. And you know what? The silver lining that I've kind of come to with it is look, if our reputation is that bad as far as free agency goes, and even extending to the draft, when Trajan spoke about players not wanting to even interview here and work out, and agents trying to stop that, then you know what? I'm okay with acquiring these bad contracts, quote unquote, because realistically, the Pistons would have to overpay to get these guys anyways. So Duncan Robinson, is he worth $17 million or $19 million? I think what he's getting this year. No. But if you're Detroit on the open market, he's probably getting 15, and Detroit probably has to pay him 19 to get him anyways. So these bad contracts, I think when you contextualize where Detroit is at and you're honest with yourself, I don't think these contracts are going to be as bad as we look at.
As long as you're getting the picks with it too, and I think he emphasized it in that video as well, like the future picks. That's the other thing I was harping on yesterday all day. Future picks, because all respect to these guys getting drafted today and yesterday. This draft is boo boo for the most part, right?
Boo boo.
A lot of us couldn't even find and we're fans of the sport, right? We couldn't even allow ourselves to do the deep dives that we have been doing the past couple of years, because you're like, I already know half these guys are kind of role guys. And that's and NBA drafts are always crazy like that, where you may have a guy you think is a superstar, ends up being a role guy or just a complete bust.
It felt like the middle of the first round at the beginning of the draft. Literally, it felt like none of these guys would be lottery picks in an actual draft. I remember their comparison to the first overall pick was, I forget what Harrison Barnes or something like that. Wow, man. I'd be like, we got the number 1 pick in the draft. All right, here's a role player. Fuck. But that's what happens, man. And that's where the true talent evaluation happens, is when there isn't the Cade Cunningham sitting in your lap. There isn't the LeBron James, the chosen one prospect that you can't miss on. You got to actually do your time and do your due diligence in weeding out who is going to be an impact player in this draft. And I truly think that Ron Holland can be an impact player in the NBA with what he can do with his athleticism. Again,
he may have the second most upside in this class.
Yeah, to bring it back to what we were talking about, his comparisons of these guys who came in just defense, like a Mikal Bridges, like a Jaden McDaniels, like a Jimmy Butler. He's not just defense. His offensive game is pretty damn good. Yeah. He just can't shoot. He can break people down off the dribble. He is a nasty, creative finisher with both hands around the rim. He can finish above the rim and below the rim. So if he just figures out his jump shot, he'll be a complete player.
I know, averaging 20 points per game without a 3-point shot against a lot of NBA players.
And still shot 47%.
That's what I'm saying, man. You put that together. I mean, that's a guy that if he hits the ceiling, you're talking about 24 to 26 points per game, dynamic star, two-way, and that's why I like the awareness, and I know that's one thing that Trajan spoke about, is the fact that he is very comfortable in himself and comfortable in his skill set and what he brings to the table, and you know that by his comps, the Jaden McDaniels, the Jaylen Brown, Mikal Bridges. Those are all 3 comps that when you watch this kid, I had Mikal Bridges as a comp when I was looking at him early on. And I thought that was a ceiling level player for him, was a Jaylen Brown or Mikal Bridges. I think he's that self-aware.
The dope part too, bro, is he's still bigger than all those guys.
Yeah.
He's 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah. He does got to put some weight on, though. He does got to put some weight on for sure.
Michael Tellum is Bobby's agent. That is confirmed.
What the fuck?
No, I think that's why after sleeping on it for a night, honestly, with this news that we took Ron Holland is because I'm okay with it because his ceiling is so high. And none of these other guys were going to move the needle, and especially a 23-year-old Dalton Knecht. Yeah, he balled out in the SEC this year. Could you imagine a 23-year-old fully developed Ron Holland in the SEC?
Yeah,
like, he'd be putting up 40 points a game.
He'd be insane.
And I don't want to, yeah. So when everybody's complaining about, you didn't get the shooter out of Tennessee, the dude was 23 playing against 18, 19, 20-year-olds. You think about a 23-year-old Ron Holland playing in the SEC, it's game over.
And
when I started my fit about a shooter last year, Spinney was the one that told me, he's like, you can go sign the shooter tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
also,
you can get shooters anywhere.
Yeah. The alternative was like every prospect other than Reed Sheppard and Dalton Knecht had questions on their jump shot.
Yes.
Like Cody Williams, it makes more sense to be higher on Cody Williams shooting from three than it does Ron Holland just because of the percentages. But the truth was, it was small sample size for both of them. So you got to look at things like who was the guy really that you felt extremely, extremely comfortable shooting the three ball, and it was only Dalton Knecht and Reed Sheppard. So, like, if you're going to take a swing on somebody that needs a three, you might as well do it on the player with the highest ceiling, which is what they had.
The Mavericks just drafted a 40-year-old who's got 2 mortgages and 4 kids. Dude, he looks old.
That picture's crazy.
Back while
he looks like an old man, dude.
I said, who was it they said was like actually like 30-something when he was drafted?
Was it Ibaka? No,
Ziggy, dude. Ziggy Ansah.
Yeah, but for basketball too. He actually did end up playing for the Pistons.
Yeah, there was
too.
somebody for
Thon
basketball.
Maker.
Yeah.
They're like Thon Maker actually was like 20-something.
Thon Maker's best highlight is throwing flying knees.
Yeah, I was going to say the
terrible flying knees. Dude. That's the other part about it.
Fellas, one last thing on Ron Holland is if this guy played for a like big time university like Duke or North Carolina, or say he even played for UConn on a national championship team, like I don't think there's much of a discussion that he isn't top 3. I think it's the fact this G League Ignite team was so bad, his 3-point shooting was down obviously, and I think that's why it just slips out of the picture in such a bad draft. I think his name got lost in the sauce. And people got intrigued with the French dudes, obviously.
And to be honest, too, like the G League hasn't yet to produce an all-star caliber guy. Yeah. And I know it's fairly new, too. You know what I'm saying? It's fairly young, but like that's also part of it.
Jalen Green is the best guy that came out, probably.
You know,
I mean,
Bucket really didn't become anything.
Yeah, I mean, Scoot struggled coming out of the G League.
Yeah. Scoot.
Dyson Daniels hasn't looked great.
Maybe don't go to the G League.
I did not get the Scoot stuff.
Neither did I. When people were trying to tell me Scoot was better than Brandon Miller, I was like, all right, you don't know ball.
Yeah. I remember people in the chat, or whoever, may have been Chris.
I definitely
were cool with grabbing him.
Yeah.
After we grabbed Ivy, and I was like, and then I looked at his 3-point percentage, like, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
I did honestly. I flip flopped with both. I ultimately ended on Brandon Miller, but I still really believe in like. I don't know. Scoot had the intangible. Like when I watched his film, it did blow me away, and I think he's a guy that I don't know. You just find those guys that you have confidence in, that putting it all together.
He showed some flashes at the end of the year.
Yeah,
but
still, for here, what we had going on, no.
He needed glasses. That's why he turned the ball over so much.
And it's
actually hilarious.
I don't even. It's tough to look back,
like, bro. You can't fucking see. Wear some glasses.
Tough to look back now, but you look at like the Paolo, Chet. And then the next draft, it's Victor, Brandon Miller. It's like we just got so
think
screwed
of Paulo.
twice.
Think of Paulo and Cade Cunningham on the same floor.
Even Chet and Cade.
Yeah, but
Chet looked great too.
But Paulo's.
How do you guys feel about Evan Mobley?
I like Evan Mobley.
I think he's a great role player. I don't know if he'll ever be that superstar type guy that I think Cade can be, but
dude, this chick has flowers every day.
Yeah, I mean,
she must got that.
See her ass.
Good.
I'd give her flowers every day too.
Yeah, because I remember the Rising Stars Challenge or whatever it was that one year, where like Cade and Evan Mobley were fucking. It was a nasty duo.
No, I don't. I'm very low on Evan Mobley's offensive ceiling. I don't think he's ever going to put it together, but I think he is a damn good defensive player, and you saw that. I mean, he was in the running for DPOY this year, so I think he's got a high ceiling defensively. I'm just not sure he can ever put it together offensively. The AD Kevin Garnett comparisons, I never liked.
They were wrong. They were wrong. That's fair.
Yeah. Tim
he averaged like
Duncan.
16 this past
They literally compared him to every great big man ever. They're like, he's got shades of Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Anthony Davis. And you're just like, wow, this guy's amazing.
Dude's going to be the greatest player of all time.
His rookie year was promising. I ain't gonna lie. I bought him the hype. I bought some stock. He shot 37% this year from three, but only on one attempt.
Also, too, I want him to be without Jared Allen and prove that you're like a really, really actually good defensive anchor by yourself and not with another great defensive anchor.
Tell us about Swiss.
I'll tell you guys about Swiss. It's the best in the biz. Number one pick here in Detroit for insurance is Swiss Insurance. Hit up Mark directly, mark@swissins.com, or give him a call and get his take on the draft. 313-530-1698. That's 313-530-1698.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Dispo Dispensary is your local campus plug. The number one in the state of Michigan for reasons. Over 6 locations more. They got the best bud, best curated atmosphere, and the best deals at Dispo Dispensary. Visit them online at disposhops.com. You must be 21 and up to participate. It's Dispo, your local campus plug.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat saying DJ Burns didn't get drafted.
DJ, oh wow.
Did you grab him as an undrafted free agent?
For the Lions, maybe.
Yeah. He played defensive tackle.
Yeah, you know. When Panay moves over to the left, maybe
he
he
could
can play right.
be Calais Campbell 2.0.
Bro, he really could.
He's got great feet.
I did actually read an article from The Athletic, which I view as like one of the more respected, ball nerd publications out there.
Oh, Athletic is great.
Yeah. There were actual general managers who were like, "Yeah, I could mold this."
NFL?
Yeah,
for sure.
I could fix. I
mean, that's what happened with Julius Peppers and Jimmy Graham and shit.
Yeah, you're right though. I would fucking do it.
I would go to.
Why not?
If I was him, I would have went to the combine.
He should have.
Well, you got to get invited, but I would have went to the pro day for NC State.
Yeah, bro. Yes, I'll bring him to camp right now.
You could make him.
Look at what we drafted already.
Yeah,
and Manu.
You could make him a defensive end or a defensive tackle pretty easily. I feel like he's got great feet. He's got great body control.
Chris did a little bit of homework to see.
Bring Jack. Yeah, did Jack Golke not get drafted either?
Not drafted yet, no.
I don't think, did he? Oh, yeah, he did enter the draft.
Draft is over.
Is it over? Either way, Chris did a little bit of homework on Ron Holland's grades across the board for some of the podcasts that he listened to. Which ones did you grab?
So I grabbed from just the biggest draft guys. So Sam Vecini, Kevin O'Connor, Jonathan Giovanni from ESPN, or Giovanni from ESPN, and also our guy Bryce, Motor City Hoops. I think that's someone I really respect as an evaluator. And multiple people had him 9, which was the lowest. Like Kevin O'Connor had him 9, Sam Vecini had him 10, Jonathan Giovanni had him 13. So what I listened to was a lot of podcasts. I listened to Brian Windhorst. Everybody kind of reacted all around the NBA. Bill Simmons, Ryan Russillo, a whole bunch of people. And it was split into kind of two camps. It was either, why didn't they trade back? I don't like this. I don't like the fit here in Detroit. Or it was, you know what? This is a team that won 14 games, and I'll be damned. Just take the guy that you believe in the most as a prospect. you guys, we've had less than 24 hours to digest it here. Where are you leaning? Are you okay with them swinging for the fences? Because that was a problem in the criticism of Troy, right? Was that Troy just kept swinging for the fences, didn't care about fit. At some point, you got to care about fit. But if you win 14 games, maybe you should just say, forget about fit. I just need good players.
I just need you to trust me.
You win 14 games.
Please.
Nobody outside of, in my opinion, Cade Cunningham has a right to stand on business and be like, I did not. Yeah, no one has a claim to the throne outside of Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
in this team. And at this point too, you're looking at a venture where you're going to be loading off some of these guys. You're going to get rid of some of them. So yeah, if I'm cool with bringing the next guy. By the way, Kevin O'Connor, who initially said, I believe he said Ivy wasn't a fit, and then I was getting my backlash on Twitter, and I said, "Oh, well, here's your Lord and Savior," because all the younger kids, like they live and die by Kevin O'Connor, saying the same thing, and then he replied on some hater shit too. Well, guess what, Kevin O'Connor, you can suck my dick too. He also, by the way, was a big Killian guy.
Yeah, he has
called
good
Killian
hits.
James Harden.
One thing I'll say about him is he's got good hits and really bad misses. Like he is all over. He was big on Halliburton. Halliburton was his guy.
So is Stick, and Stick's awful.
Yeah. Well, I can't recall all of them offhand.
Stick's the worst takes.
Yeah.
Stick has
But he hit on Halliburton.
Stick has some rough takes, but he definitely hit on Halliburton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too, and maybe I'm just like tooting my own horn here, just because like I feel vindicated. But like, I'm looking at Kevin O'Connor's right now. He had Mateus 4th.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yes. What the fuck did Mateus do to garner this? I don't fucking get it. I don't.
I've heard that
his
exact
shot's kind of
question
ugly
asked.
too, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard that exact question asked,
No.
and what people
Hard
have
pass.
said is that they believe more in his shot than in Holland's.
Why?
But I don't see that either.
But he's Franz Wagner 2.0. That's all I've been hearing about this
Dude.
guy, but he can't dribble or shoot. You've seen him turn the ball over a million times in that.
crazy,
Oh
dude.
my
This
god!
guy-
I do not like Matas.
Yeah, he does.
And somebody's saying he's going to be successful in Chicago. I will bet all of my credibility right now on NBA takes that he is not going to be successful.
Dude, this guy Nick is the special level of hater. At 8 a.m., not even 8 a.m., because I didn't get to work yet. On the drive to work, this guy Nick goes, I feel ecstatic he fell to 11th, and I got to see him cry.
Wait, he cried?
He cried when he got drafted.
Yeah, he was balling.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, all right. I didn't know.
Wait, so who ended up drafting him? I didn't even see
The Chicago Bulls. He's from Chicago.
He feels like a Chicago. Oh, that's actually really cool for him.
So that's why he cried.
So, yeah, that's why he cried. Obviously,
So
I didn't
there's
know
tears
we
of
were.
joy.
I didn't know we were exposing takes in the chat right now.
That is,
okay,
yeah.
That's a little ballsy.
That's-
But all
I
right.
thought it
You
was
crossed the
fun.
line
I
there.
thought it was funny. I mean, look, he's openly hates the guy. Is it?
I cannot wait for the matchup.
That was funny.
He's my
That was
favorite.
funny, but the chat is sacred.
Fellas.
Okay, but okay, Nick, I apologize then. That was
I
out of
accept your
pocket. I thought it
apology.
was all in good humor.
Fellas, I said before this
Piece of
draft,
shit,
I don't
Chris.
want to be excited for the
I am a
Summer League
dirtbag.
another year. Well, fellas, I'm excited for the Summer League, especially
Don't
if we
you hate
pick
it?
Chicago. I'm ready for the Summer League already. I want to see Ron Holland versus Matas, specifically, especially with Matas talking all that shit about, I think it was a Ricochet.
Yeah, about locking
I guess-
Ricochet down.
Yeah, I would love to see him lock Ron Holland down.
I
Let's go.
I am excited for
Rivalry.
the summer league as well, and it's tough to not be like when you got a guy that is gonna thrive in the summer league, and you're gonna see some crazy shit. Like if we were excited for the summer league with like, I don't know, like Dalton Connect, it'd be cool to see him get some buckets and stuff like that. But Ron Holland is gonna put his nuts on some people's chins in the summer league, and I'm excited to watch that happen. Pause.
I did make a compilation. So we obviously did the SAR 3-pointers, and then we did the Ron Holland ones too. When we get back, we'll get to the Mateus compilation of 3-pointers. I'll let you judge.
Great.
Don't get why the fuck this guy was ranked so high.
Tell us about the morning show, Nick.
Every single morning when you wake up, make sure you are throwing on Wake Up Woodward. It's the best morning show in the city. You know who it's with. It's with Kool-Aid, Flannel, Sam Broder, JB, and KG. Every morning when you wake up, make sure you are waking up with Woodward, 8 to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn and Dane. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Look at that. Reed Shepherd in here.
Oh, dude. Oh, Chris, there is a picture in the downloads of
I'm sending Montas
a Napoleon Dynamite picture.
Okay.
Near like it'll be like by the BDE stuff. It's my favorite thing I saw on Twitter last night.
You guys just joined the show. You missed. Media Comics was here. Rewind probably about an hour from here. We'll catch the Media Comics podcast. Or, I'm sorry, interview I should say. Shout out to Media Comics joining us. Caleb back from Soroki's. Yeah, we're kind of kicking the shit. Stevie Y was on here. That's tomorrow, right?
The
NHL draft is tomorrow. Yep. Sean Belizean, Flannel, me, and
no way.
Well, not for the draft, just for BDE.
Okay.
For BDE, Sean's filling in for Neil.
Nice.
Me, Sean and Flannel,
hockey,
and then me and Jesus, obviously. KG. KG's gonna be like, let's do that hockey. But it's gonna be a big hockey show tomorrow on BDE.
Did you get the Montez 3-pointers by chance? I know we're throwing 50 things at you. Don't.
Yeah, did you get the picture I was talking about?
Yeah, do you want me to throw that up?
So, yeah, this picture I saw on Twitter, somebody said, this is Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves pulling up the Lakers practice.
Which, by the way, that's what you want in that team.
Oh, yeah, shooters.
Yeah.
You got 80 on the inside, Brown running the ball, 2 white boys in the corner.
Not a better place that Connect could have landed.
No, yeah,
if you
it's
wanted to
perfect
be
for him.
successful,
Yeah.
and if you want,
Instant offense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are gonna, look back on that and be like, oh, we should have drafted him when he's putting up, 13 or 14 on a good shooting percentage. I could easily see that the way that Austin Reeves did.
Yeah.
Just connected right away because he has so much space to shoot.
Yeah, the cool thing with like younger dudes, go ahead, Caleb would say.
I was just gonna say, and with JJ Redick too, two very similar players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I survived this league being white too.
Yeah, that's.
Let me show you how to do
that
it,
picture
brother.
last night.
What was it?
JJ Redick with the Burger King crown on.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Here's Montaz's 3-point shot that some people viewed as better than Ron Holland's. Here we go. Brick. Oh, damn.
Damn it easy.
It was a quick edit.
Oh, come on.
Gotcha. You're going to see text messages from my grandma coming here soon. Then too.
Make sure you wash behind your ears, sweetie.
How many times did I tell you put the toilet seat down?
Airball. Up.
Again, that doesn't
Airball.
look bad, though. Like,
No,
his
it don't.
jumper
It actually
doesn't
is better
look bad.
than I get credit for. That's probably what they... Either way, you can stop it. You can stop it. Yeah.
Easy.
It was on the fly.
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, damn.
Brian, don't stop.
You guys know how I do that actually often, and that's the only time I kind of slipped up. All right, give me a break.
He said, full disclosure, I do this a lot.
It's not like Chris. I'm not gonna do that to you, Chris. I don't want to make you feel bad.
What, about
Why
the
do you
video?
always go
Yeah.
at Chris?
Yeah.
dude?
No,
No,
Chris-
that's why
he
she
had
got
the
caught.
dirty bag. I know.
That's not dirty, Mac. That's what actually factually happened.
Oh.
I was like, listen, we're gonna play your clip, and then we'll get into
she
it.
got on like right before.
Oh.
It was like literally I was.
But I blame you because you were rushing it.
Me?
Yeah, you're like.
Bronny's not playing a minute.
He's gonna play, bro.
No way.
He's going to play.
He's
He sucks, dude.
It's LeBron. See, LeBron literally got JJ hired.
That's true.
And
drafted his son.
Gotta be the first
exactly.
player ever to have 5 points or 4. Was it 4 points per game in his freshman year?
Well, no, the
of
guy we
college?
drafted has pretty similar stats to Bronny.
Wait, what do you mean? Bobby?
Look at his face.
The Bobby
Michael
guy?
Tellum's client.
Wake Forest.
Bobby-
Go look at his stats.
Michael Tellum's client.
He averaged
is what we're talking about.
he averaged like 5 points per game last year.
What the?
2 years ago.
Or yeah, when he played in Wake Forest.
Well, I guess actually would be the same as Bronny because that's Bronny's first year too.
This guy's
Bronny
face.
was like actually like bad.
He was. He's
Like,
not
like,
good.
like, there's no
he was
way he should
literally
have been drafted.
he was a McDonald's All-American, and Mikey Williams wasn't.
And
I was like, dude, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
I don't know if LeBron's just so focused on
Bryce
himself.
is the real one.
And it makes sense, right? Because you're trying to become the best. You have a potential to be the best ever. Like, also, if your dad, like, I don't know, if Bronny hasn't figured it out with his dad and the resources he has by now that are all the same tier, that I don't know.
And
wild draft.
And I don't even really like bringing this up, but it is another fair point too.
But he's
Like, I don't want to be inconsiderate, but like the health scare that he had too, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come
Too
on,
far.
like,
Yeah, damn it, Chris. Why do you always got to do that?
Do you guys think Bronny's summer league coverage even comes close to
That was
Wemby's?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's worse.
It's a freak show.
You think
It's a
think
shit
it's
show,
you think there'll be
yes.
more
every
cover?
single Lakers game. I mean, they're already all nationally televised, but every single Lakers game is going to be national televised. Every single time he gets the ball, there's going to be a highlight package on ESPN. It's going to be worse than Wemby's. And Wemby's actually a fucking dog. Bronny's going to suck.
Do you guys think that Wemby should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year?
Yes.
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah.
Not even close,
It's
dude.
insane once they put the numbers by. By the
And
way, people once they even got fucking within the vicinity of Wemby or his wingspan, I should say.
They run away.
Yeah, literally like. It's like, oh, okay.
I was literally.
All right, he's really tall.
you saw so many players just dribbling to the basket and then dribbling almost out of bounds and just
trying to
circling
avoid-
around. Like,
It's
like the
fucking
Harlem Globetrotters.
ridiculous
I
that
posted
he
a
didn't get
video.
Defensive
I was
Player of the Year.
literally I was creeping on my own Twitter last night for some reason, but
You're so full of yourself.
I know, right?
What was it though?
It was
That's
a video.
terrible.
I'm trying to find it here. Let me find it. It was a video of Wemby's defensive highlights.
They
and
called him all.
Oh yeah, I
Chris,
saw it.
you're a
It was
monster.
fucking Crazy.
I was like, "There's no way that Rudy Gobert is a better defensive player than this guy."
He's not.
Spencer, while
Wemby
you're
can guard on the perimeter.
looking for that quick question,
And he's
obviously
better at blocking.
I just sent it on, or I'm about to send it on Slack.
Spurs didn't have a great first season. Obviously, it's Wemby's rookie year, but how long do you guys think it takes for them
Next
to
year.
actually
I think they'll be in the
contenders
playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
At least in the play-in, yeah.
Damn.
like
That's so sad.
he's so fucking good, dude. Like he is what we thought he was. He is everything that he was hyped up to be. He was a top 13 player in the NBA last year. It was insane what we were
I'm not
watching.
even mad at you for saying that.
The dude's a fucking alien, bro.
They took Stephon Castle last night, right?
Yes.
You want to talk defense? That guy's a fucking dog.
Yeah, bro. They're gonna be insane.
Keldon Johnson, dude. That team's young.
They're
and-
gonna be really
yeah.
good.
He's
Yeah,
missing a point guard.
but that's what pissed me. I hate Rudy
Killian.
Gobert, but
Oui.
the
Killian actually
Oh.
was okay at pass. Can I be honest about Killian just real quick? And obviously garbage. And I obviously turned to the Killian's trash train. Do you think the hip affected him, like that hip injury? Because I felt like he used to be quicker before. He was a little bit more spry.
It looked like he lost like a little burst.
Killian
too.
had the biggest. His biggest issue was
wasn't passing as well
he
as
was a
he
little
used to.
pussy. That was Killian's biggest issue. Is he would get into the lane
Ask Franz
and he
Wagner
would
about
get
that.
scared.
yeah.
Mo Wagner.
You don't know
Sleep.
nothing about that.
You don't know
Yeah,
nothing about that.
Mo Wagner.
Put his ass to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the defensive player
You got
of
a
the year.
3-cam it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
video?
let me 3-cam
But
it then.
this
Yeah.
is it's
Oh,
a
we're getting in
video
trouble.
of Wemby highlights
All right, we're fucked.
and like
We got a big. All right, fuck it. I don't care.
no, just 3-cam it. We'll be good.
Spinny's idea. Oh yeah, we're straight with this.
Yeah, what do you-
It's vertical. Cut
Like,
off half the screen.
just look at this, dude.
Yeah.
You're telling me Rudy Gobert is better than this guy?
No, he's not. That's the thing, bro. Because the writers vote.
They're scared of him, dude.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was
wide
crazy.
open fast break. Rudy Gobert is not doing that.
Oh, Scotty's still trying.
Rudy Gobert is not doing this.
Dude.
That was a wide open layup that they just didn't shoot. 2-on-1.
They're both
2-on-1, and they just don't do it.
That's a bonus.
That's one of the best post players in the NBA. Wide open layup. Like, come on, man. Rudy Gobert's a bum. It should have been Wemby.
This
Dude.
makes me sad watching that.
Yeah, I mean, it was rigged, bro. It was fucking rigged.
It was
I don't care.
100% rigged.
Look at that. He just guarded like 4 people on that same play and got the block.
Who went 2 in that class?
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller.
Damn, I would love to have him.
Scoot, Amen, Asar.
Oh, I would have fucking loved to have Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller or, well, obviously
And
Wemby.
Well, obviously Wemby, yeah. Brandon Miller and Cade would have been sick, too.
I don't know. I'm
AD is a better defender than Gobert, too, for sure.
Yeah.
We got a caller?
For sure.
Who we got?
Put him through. Maybe it's Mina again.
Put him right through. This is ballsy, fella.
Put him through.
Who is it? Is he drunk?
What do you mean?
I haven't screened it.
Put him through.
Matt, you're live on there.
Oh, it's Matthew Kruger. It's your Caseville buddy.
Can't hear him.
Can't hear him.
Hello?
Matt,
Whoa.
how you doing?
Can you hear
brother?
me?
Yes, sir.
What up, Matt?
Benny, what's up, Easy?
What up, man?
Hey, what the fuck are we gonna do when we're scoring 68 points a game this year? We gotta sign a major superstar, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to be a little offensively challenged. I'd love to see them get a guy and bring him in here, but defense is going to look pretty good.
I understand that, but that's not Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. That's Asar Thompson can't score a bucket, and what's his name, Ron Holiday or something like that?
Ron Holland. Ron Holland is damn good offensively. It's just the jumper that he struggles with.
This is 19 points the average without shooting the three.
Yeah, 24. And
Well,
that was the last.
let me ask you a question. Would you have rather taken somebody out of college, or would you rather have taken Ron Holland out of the best of the G League?
I don't really think it
Personally.
matters that much, man. If you can ball, you can ball. The college to G League thing isn't really that big to me.
Actually, if you listen to Trajan Langdon's presser last night, he actually prefers the G League and playing against grown men at 3-point line than college. He essentially was saying
That's
if Ron
true. I
Holiday,
never really thought about that.
yeah,
That's a good point.
but
Now, one other thing, and I've been shouting Zach Edey for the last 4 months,
Yes,
and
Edey.
everyone's been like, he's trash, he's
Yes,
trash,
Edey.
he's trash, second rounder,
top 10 pick.
and top 10, baby.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Top
I can't believe.
I'll tell you, the reason he
Oh
was
my
a top
God.
10 pick was because this
Memphis
is the
is
worst
in the
draft class
playoffs.
in the history of the NBA. That is literally the only reason Zach Edey was a top 10 pick.
Any
Appreciate
which
you,
way
man.
that anybody thought.
Yeah, he went higher than anybody thought for sure. Appreciate you calling
Matt,
in, Matt.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, you were preaching Edey for a while, but again, if this draft class had anybody that had a pulse, Zach Edey would not have been a top 10 pick.
That is so
Langdon.
wild. That is so wild that Edey went top 10.
That's just proof
Is
to
it a
how
fireball?
shitty of a draft class
Is
this
it a
was.
fireable offense? And does anybody think he
can I
can
be
be
honest?
successful?
It's not. It's not a fireable offense in this draft class.
If
No,
he-
it's not.
If he's out of the league in 2 years.
No,
I'm just happy.
I think a lot of this draft.
Mateus and Klingenfeld.
Yeah.
I was fucking sick.
What
of
did
that
when did Klingon go?
7.
Oh, okay.
And
You don't
Edey,
like to watch.
He fell what?
Two spots away from his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edey went in front of Matas.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
crazy.
For all the people that were Matas.
Yeah, that's true.
Bronze
I
Wagner.
didn't even think about that actually.
Whoa.
Cause I was fairly young. I remember him. I just have to watch the highlights itself. What's stopping Edey from being Yao Ming?
Pace of play in the NBA now.
Huh?
Skill.
Skill and the pace of play in the NBA.
What skill did Yao Ming have over Edey?
Yao had a much more consistent jump shot, especially in the mid range.
He was a better shooter.
And had better post touch.
Much better post touch.
And better rim
I don't know if he had better.
protection.
I'd put the post touch fairly even.
And I'd like
be honest with you.
I'd like to look up the numbers on my own time, but I also think Yao moved better. But I can't
I
confirm.
don't know the numbers will tell you that. Oh,
And
I'm
back
watching
then,
right now.
like I
Yao
said.
100% moved better.
Yes, he moved much better, and the pace of play
What
in the
the-
NBA is not what it was back then.
Bro, how did Yao move so fucking?
Because he was
clean
literally
for
built in a lab.
giant?
He was built in a lab. That is a fact.
What do you mean?
China
fact?
created him to be the best basketball player
Hold on,
in the
you
world.
can't just call something a fact. You gotta.
It is a fact.
Where's the
Look
fact
it up.
part of it?
Google it, Chuck.
Google it. Chuck.
He's right.
He's right.
Dude, it happened. Tell us about merch, Chris.
Merch.
Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click that shop tab today, get yourself some brand new
merch.
They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click that shop tab today, and get yourself some brand new merch.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month. Or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAG trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
I definitely would recommend it. Definitely the best chicken I've ever eaten in my life. I can't wait to try the pizza too. Thank you so much.
A longer one than that. Is there a longer one in there?
No, we come back.
You want me to just play it now? Or
Yeah, just
save
play
it?
it right now.
Yao had essentially been bred.
I'll play it at the end.
Both his parents played basketball. His 6'2" mother, Fang Fengyi, perhaps the tallest woman in China, had been married to an even taller man.
Yeah.
She had served as a Red Guard during the height of the Cultural Revolution and had been an ardent Maoist. Whatever that is. Maoist? It's a Chinese word. I'm sorry for that one. She enthusiastically participated in the glorious plan of the local government to use her and her husband to produce a sports superstar.
Told you.
The Shanghai authorities, who encouraged the match, had gone back several generations to ensure that the size was embedded in the bloodline. The result was Yao, a baby behemoth who just kept getting bigger. There's another article that says it wasn't through the government, but the pairing.
No, it was through the government.
It wasn't a national breeding program, but it was a desire among Shanghai officials for them to get together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's post some Yao stats.
Yao was a dog,
dude. Imagine like growing
now they
up
got
as
that's
a
true.
kid.
Exo Screens is right. They got a female Yao now. There's like a 7'3" women's basketball
killing
player.
it.
I just saw her highlights. Yeah.
Kill it.
She looks like Zach
She
Edey
cooked
against some of
Brittany
those MAC teams.
I saw a shirtless picture of Brittany Griner, and she's having a kid.
What?
She's yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I remember Yao shooting threes? It just wasn't a thing.
Because nobody shot threes.
For some reason, I just remember it's his highlight tape.
T-Mac and Yao was
preseason.
That was special.
That was fun.
I remember playing with them in some old school like 2K games.
I remember I traded Ben
NBA
Wallace
Live
for
06.
Yao in 2K6.
Yep.
My dad got so mad at me.
Dude,
I was like, Dad, I'm averaging like 40 points a game with Yao Ming. What do you mean? I traded Chauncey for Allen Iverson too because you could do 1-for-1s.
His highest rebound total was 10.8. You think that'd be higher?
How many minutes was he playing a night at that size?
37 that year.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
He also averaged 22 points that year, 25 the year before.
What was the max blocks? What was his career high per year?
Well, that's a great question.
I'm guessing like 4.2.
I'm gonna say 3.7. I'm gonna go a little under.
2. Straight up, just 2.0.
Oh, maybe he had the Wemby effect though, and nobody would shoot around him.
I remember when Nate Robinson blocked him though. How big of a deal that was. That was like a cultural moment.
Yeah,
put Wemby
that was
in
a cultural
perspective.
moment. For sure.
Wemby averaged 3.6 blocks last year.
In Shaq's speech when he's talking about Yao Ming,
What'd he say?
During I think it was Shaq's Hall of Fame speech, he's talking about playing against Yao Ming and always, loving his game, but never saying a word to him because he thought he didn't speak English. And Shaq said one time he hit him with a little Hakeem fadeaway baby hook, and they were running down the court, and Yao Ming said, "Great shot, brother." And Shaq was like, "What?"
It talks.
He was like,
That taught this one how to speak.
"Oh, bro."
What? He says a friggin'
He used a lab experiment.
He's Kimiko.
All right.
Did I say
You
her
got
name
that
right?
last Soroki's video queued up?
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for us today. If you missed the Mina Kimes interview, you can rewind it, or they're going to be clipping it and posting it later tonight for our clip of the day. For Easy, for Nick, for Caleb, for Chris,
Sorokis.
for Mina Kimes joining us. Appreciate that.
Hey, right, Dispo tomorrow. Pull up.
Dispo tomorrow and Romeo. Shout out Sorokis for hooking us up with the food. Appreciate all you guys. We'll catch you later. Peace.
Ronald Holland, future All-Star.
We are at the Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza grand opening on the Quinder and 10 Mile, and I am with Marius. Hey, hello. How is it? Hey, talk to the people right now about this environment. How has it been? A lot of people waiting in line for a chance to win free pizza, free for a year. You got the music going, you got the samples going. Food is fire.
Yes, I mean, well, we're happy, we're thrilled. You see the turnouts looking great. It's electrifying. We're all excited, and everybody else is too. We got an unbelievable product. Our pizza, our chicken, our service, it's all top notch. We're happy. To the great city of Hazel Park, Warren. I mean, we're right on the corner of everything. You know, so you know, we're here. We're thrilled.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And you know what? Soroki's, you guys got this problem already figured out. You got both pizza and chicken. And it's fire, too.
Yeah.
But if you could only choose one, pizza or chicken, what would it be?
Well, that's a hard question for me because ultimately I am a pizza guy. But the chicken is top notch.
The chicken?
Incredible.
So you just go betray pizza like
I
that.
love the pizza. I love the pizza. I'm not going to lie. For me, I'm a combination guy. I like them both, you know?
I like them both. You know what? I probably got to go with chicken.
Try it out. It's kicking good, you know?
Hey,
Thank you so much.
We got to talk about these Detroit Lions, though.
Yes.
Detroit Lions. What are your expectations from Dan Campbell? Says Super Bowl. What do you say?
Well, we're all aiming high. Campbell, we're 100% behind him. We support him all the way. And we have high expectations. We're going for the division, we're going for the conference, and we're going for that Super Bowl, baby. All the way to the top.
Let's go. You know what? That's the word. Let's go. Mario,
Detroit.
Soroki's, check in. 10 Mile in the Quinder. It's great.
Soroki's, baby.